situated about 8 miles west of New York City at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford. Today we've got an interesting Week 11 matchup on tap between the Dallas Cowboys and the New York Jets. The NFL season has hit high gear, and off we go in Week 11 on EA Sports. This is taken just shy of the 10. And they finally get to him out near midfield, but he's all the way across the 45 to the 46.
When we spent our time talking to the coaches prior to the game, they emphasized that they wanted a quick start to begin things. Most of the time you think about that on the offensive side of the ball, but in this case, it's the special teams that provide that quick start.
And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. Call a no gain on the game's first play, and it's second down now. This defense for the Jets, they played really well in the win over the Raiders a week ago.
And that's not the half of it. They forced 7 turnovers in that game, and I know we always talk about turnovers coming in bunches once you force the first one. But 7? That seems almost impossible, but we watched it happen.
Another run with McCaffrey on second down. And no room that time, getting it to about the 46. The second down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there. But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
So trouble already here on their opening drive. This is 3rd and 9. Now Lance on the bootleg. They'll roll him out right. And he's out of bounds as he gets this down to the 45. Give him 8 yards that time on the scramble, and now 4th down.
Well, he was looking at a dime formation, 6 defensive backs on the field, so he's looking for anyone to throw the football to, but he didn't have anyone open, so he took off and ran for it, but he came up just short, and that brings up 4th down.
They'll run for it. McCaffrey. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. They're able to keep the drive alive. 7 yards that time, and the decision to go for it proves to be a good one.
I don't believe that was called right here in the moment. I believe this was called during practice this week, that he was going to decide to be aggressive even on his own side of the field.
Just you mean because it's the opening drive? Maybe they had this scripted?
I think that he just talked about it with his team and said, listen, I'm confident in you. If we end up in this situation, we'll go for it early just to set a tone in this game. And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning in a big way and getting their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
Dancing to his left. To Lamb, he pulls it in. What a catch. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. 23 yards the pickup there. Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. Now a play fake. Lance. Got his tight end. That's complete. That's Schultz. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. He was out there waving his arms, and when you got a quarterback out of the pocket looking for any help, I guess waving the arms is helpful.
It certainly is, because you got to get his attention, because now you're in scramble drill. So everyone's adjusting their routes, finding open space, and he found the right spot for the completion.
They're able to get a couple here, but won't get across the plane as they stop him right around the run. This defense against the run, by the way, they're not top 5, but they are top 10.
So what's your philosophy here? Do you try and run the ball against a team that's pretty good against the run? What if you're a pretty good running team? If so, you might well go ahead and run it anyway, because that's your strength.
Lance to throw on 3rd and 1. On the move to his, and he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Give the sack to David Onyemata, the product of Nigeria by way of Canada. And his kick is good. And the Cowboys are going to jump out to a 3-0 lead. And all in all, a pretty decent opening drive, Charles. Pretty balanced. They had the passing game going and the rushing attack, too.
I would think they have to be happy with that start because you get your ground game going, which means your offensive line and your runners are pretty happy, and then you get your aerial attack going as well, so your quarterback and receivers have smiles on their faces. Now both up to speed, awaiting their next possessions for this game. They can't wait to get started again.
Wilson leading the Jets up now for a 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line. Here's Wilson. And that is incomplete.
Had the right idea there, trying to throw it to the sideline, but he led him just a little bit too much, trying to get it out to his receiver. Ends up falling to the ground, incomplete.
So now they'll come up on 2nd and 10, once again from the 28. First carry for the Iowa State man, Breece Hall. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
On 3rd down, Wilson. Yeah, he'll find Hall. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. They'll get 34 yards there.
A lot of running backs in the passing game, they're just used to check it down to them or maybe dump off passes. But this guy, they use him to stretch the field, don't they?
Stretched it right there, turned it into a really nice game. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. The Jets at 6-3 on the year. And they come in playing pretty well, 6-3 in their last 9.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
A quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
Gotta give some credit. They're able to hop up in the air and bat that one away. And that's frustrating for an offensive lineman because the only recourse is when he goes in the air to try and give him some type of a pop or a shove, hoping to bring his arms down.
Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
Well, he'll definitely say that that's one he should have held on to. But when you're playing in elements like this, sometimes those bullet passes, those ones with a little bit of pace on them, they can be difficult to hold on to.
And he has got it from 55 yards away. That was never in down. And that will tie us at 3-3. So matching field goals on our opening 2 drives.
Yeah, it feels like 2 boxers feeling each other out here in the early going of the game, right? Exchanging some jabs, but none of the heavy stuff just yet.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team, and that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. Open man, right side, it's Lamb. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a 3rd down. 3-3, a tight one after 1 on EA Sports. The Jets will bring in a nickel set here as they try to stop this 3rd down. And Lance now to throw. Got an open man. It's Michael Gallup. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A nice pickup of 23 on the third down conversion.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. And it's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. They fake the handoff. Now Lance. He'll buy some time right. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. It's a gain of 12, and the Cowboys pick up the first. Well, they brought the pressure, and that meant man coverage behind him, so he's still able to complete the pass.
Even as he took the hit, and that's what you have to do, because I was just talking with a coach the other day, and he said, look, it's not always going to be pretty back there. You're going to have to give me completions, even when you're taking some hits. Sometimes you have to be your own blitz control, for lack of a better term. Got to make completions, step up, and make those throws, and he did that.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Now Lance. He'll get this out right here to McCaffrey. And he'll be taken down here just shy of the 30.
That's a good job there by the corner. We do talk about this a lot, that a lot of corners see their job as simply covering receivers. Tackling isn't everyone's thing. But in this case, he came up quickly and made a nice, sure tackle.
From the gun on 3rd down, Lance. And it's intercepted. Sauce Gardner picks it off. And the Jets are going to take possession here at their own 47-yard line. Well, and I saw the pressure coming out, and that just looked problematic. Hit him as he threw it, and the interception ensued.
Let me pay homage to the man who stood in this spot before. He always talked about how much pressure is in the face of a guy, and can he step into a throw. And when you can't do that, oftentimes interceptions result. Right.
On 2nd down, a run with Hall. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. He got maybe a half-yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2.
And when the defense wins and gives up no yardage on a running play, that's something they can build on and carry themselves forward throughout the game.
Third and 2, now Wilson. Puts it on the carpet, it's out. And they have the football and will set up shop at the 33-yard line.
That whenever it rains out, those guys who have to touch the ball and carry it, they're extremely resentful about that weather.
Yeah, I'm just happy I'm not resentful that we have a roof over our head. And now before the ball changes hands, they're going to take a look at this just to make sure that they have it right. So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble. And they'll run it. This is James Robinson. And a 5-yard gain as he's down inside the 30 to the 28-yard line.
It's not a huge breakaway run, but if your starting running back finishes the game with averages of 5 or 6 yards per touch, you'll take that every single time.
Here's Robinson again on 2nd down. And he's got this pretty close to a first down at the Cowboys' 23.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
They go play action with Wilson. He's going to get this one out to his fullback. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. It'll be a loss of 6 yards on the play. And it'll be 4th down. Now the Jets will call on a field goal unit here. Made his first. This now from 46 yards away. And his kick is indeed good. And they will take the lead here in this battle of field goals at 6-3. So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach termed his defense. The firemen. Go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. As the offense comes out here, Charles, remember they threw the interception last time out, but they were moving the football down the field. Looked like they were going to have a sustained drive that ended in points, but then the pick ensued.
And because of that, there's no way you can call the last drive a success. Yes, there are things to build on because they found some play calls that work. Now, they've got to build another drive and find a way to avoid the turnover that plagued it on the last one.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Lance. Throw left side. McCaffrey's got it. Stopped at the 24-yard line after a gain of 5.
That might feel like a little bit of a lost opportunity there for the offense because the defense brought pressure that time. And sometimes against that, you can get out to your running back, and it can turn into a big gain downfield. But what a nice job they did getting to him quickly and holding him to a short gain.
Now the throw on 3rd down, knocked away and incomplete.
Well, obviously searching for their first touchdown this game, partner. And that quick 3 and out, that's not going to achieve that at all. Give victory to the secondary there. They brought out tight coverage on that 3rd down snap.
That's pulled in at the 32. It'll be a 44-yard punt, 6 on the return. And the Jets will take over 1st and 10. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And, you know, it's certainly a lot of football left to play. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're in first place. He's got a man, complete. And he'll be taken down at about the 22-yard line.
I'm pretty sure any quarterback will tell you it's nice to have a tight end that can stretch the field. And how about him right there, working in the heart of the defense, and they connect on a very nice play downfield, a combination of talent and toughness to go into the briar patch.
What a difference a play makes. A huge step forward and now a small step back as he loses a yard or 2. They go play action now. Wilson. Nowhere to turn this time, and he goes down. Sacked back at the 29. The Cowboys going to use their 2nd timeout now as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in the first half of play. So now Wilson and the Jets with a 3rd and long here following the sack. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Looking for the end zone. And unable to connect. Incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. Now the Jets will call on a field goal unit here. This one from 46 yards out. And his kick here is good. And they continue to lead in the battle of field goals here. It's now 9-3. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Now here's a timeout as they're going to get it with 8 seconds remaining here in the first half. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. And he'll find some space up to about the 25. So we have reached halftime in what's a 6-point game at the break. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. This will be fielded inside the 5. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. We have not seen much on offense here from either side these last few drives. We've hit a wall, so to speak.
And have hit it hard, haven't we? Because the defenses right now, they seem to be a step ahead, don't they? Beating them to the point of attack, beating them to the punch. These offensive guys are tinkering like crazy. What's it going to take to get back on track?
Yeah, both sides searching for adjustments. On 2nd and 7, Wilson firing quickly, but it's incomplete.
We've seen these defenses make enough opportunistic plays to keep this one low scoring. Flying around, making plays on the ball, and we see yet another errant throw as a result.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. From the gun, it's Wilson. That's caught by the big tight end, O.J. Howard. And he is going to have a Jets first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Play action. It's Wilson. And the Cowboys' pressure gets there this time for the sack. The corner blitz gets there as he goes down for a loss of 7. They tried to go with a little play action there, but nobody on the defensive side bit.
Yeah, they adjusted in time and in a big way and ultimately got the sack. On offense, sometimes you're running play action just to set up a certain blocking technique. In this case, none of it worked.
After the sack on 1st down, Wilson, he's got a man. It's his fullback.
Good, sure hands there from a guy not accustomed to catching a whole lot of passes. But how about the way he was able to pull that one in and pick up good yardage?
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the 1st down. They'll run the option on 3rd and short yardage. And they will touch him down, but not before he gets the first. Call it a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs. Couple of first downs to kick off the drive. Here's 1st and 10 up at the 46. Now it's Wilson. They'll try and set up the screen to Swift. And he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line.
Now what we're seeing, this is much better from this offense because so far in this game, no touchdown to this point, and what's usually direct correlation, very few explosive plays. That's been their issue, not able to make that big shot downfield or break one off, but a nice game there for a first down.
And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. 25 yards that time.
It's taken a while for this offense to get going. A little creaky at the start, but they're oiled up now. A nice throw there, and they're really putting together a good try.
Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. Now Wilson. Got a man It's Johnson, end zone for a Jets touchdown. A great effort there. His 6th touchdown of the season. And the Jets take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. So the Jet offense staying on the field. They're going to go for 2. Wilson going to throw for it. And he is into the end zone to bump the lead up 2 more. And around the goal line, especially on 2-point tries, sometimes the QB's best friend is a big target, the tight end.
I love how you described it because you know he's going to have some length and some catch radius as well as a big body to keep people away from the football.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And their deficit a little wider than it was at halftime. Does that touchdown a minute ago change the thinking here at all?
I think it does, at least a little bit, because now urgency has to start setting in. You can't go out there and go 3 and out and run the risk of falling behind substantially, but you have to do it without pressing, because pressing, that leads you into bigger errors.
Back to the ground on first. It's McCaffrey. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
The previous run good for 9. Here's 2nd and a yard. Lance with a tap forward on the jet sweep. 2 yards on the pickup, and that's all they needed to move the sticks.
And this is just a little touch pass. They set the receiver in motion, just kind of tap it forward to it. Now, it doesn't turn into a huge play, but they do pick up a first down. A nice, consistent gain.
He finds his man, complete. It's Ferguson. They'll wind up getting just a yard out of it, and it'll be 2nd down.
I know sometimes we can get fooled when we watch him make catches, as we just saw him do there, because he really looks like a wide receiver the way he goes about his business.
Yeah, 230, 240 range.
Yeah, not super huge. Maybe not counted on to be that inline point-of-attack blocker that we used to have in the good old days, but you can flex him out. You can run wide receiver routes with him. You can make him a primary target, and that's how he'll shred a defense.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Again, they'll throw it with Lance. And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to. And this will split the uprights. It's right down the middle, but now there is a penalty marker on the field, so let's see what this is about. Now it's 1st and 10 after a costly penalty there on 4th down. Throwing now is Lance. And this ball is caught by Lamb. Touchdown, Dallas. From 21 yards away. And the Cowboys are able to cut into this deficit here in the final minute of the 3rd. A good hold in these wet conditions. The point after is up and good. And that slices the lead down to 17-10. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This will be fielded inside the 5. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. Pretty important 3rd quarter drive for them. Momentum has sort of shifted the other direction after that last touchdown as they nurse this small lead. So it goes as a completed pass, but they lose a full 5 yards.
If you're a selfish player and you're throwing the ball, you're cool with the completion. Maybe not so cool with the yardage loss, though, huh?
Yeah, you went backwards on the yardage. Hey, it kind of works like a sack for the defense there.
Yeah, it's a really big play for them, right? Able to figure it out, sniff it out, and finish it off.
Looking to throw again on second down. Wilson. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And that one incomplete. They try to sneak in a deep ball with the clock running down, but to no avail as time will expire on this third quarter of play. And this offense on third down today, they've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This will be 3rd and 15. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked up by Malik Hooker. And the Cowboys are going to take possession of the football. A critical error there in a tight game in the fourth.
All you talk about is taking care of the football, and especially with a lead here in the fourth quarter, turning it over, now the door is open for the opposition.
Just in general, when you're passing in the fourth quarter with a lead, no matter at what point, you got to be super careful.
Got to be careful, and sometimes you can be so careful that you end up running yourself into an error.
Out of the pistol, McCaffrey. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. We are set up for a fantastic finish now. A fourth quarter touchdown here. We're an extra point away from a tie football game.
And I know they're thinking about possibly going for 2, but I'd go ahead and get this one and just get it back to level.
Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And an important one that is, as we are all tied now early in this fourth quarter. 17-17 the score. All even to this point as the kick's away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. They no longer have the lead after that last touchdown, all tied up in the fourth quarter. And a chance for this offense to mount a potential game-winning drive right here. So he'll be stopped here for no gain, and it'll be second down. Throwing is Wilson. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Trayvon Diggs. And the Cowboys are going to take possession of the football. Well, we say it often, Charles, but not all interceptions are created equally, and that is a big one here in a tie ball game in the fourth quarter.
And, Brandon, when games are this close, it usually comes down to the team making the fewest mistakes, and that was one of our mantras back at Tennessee. Coach Mears used to say all the time, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. You've got to cut those down to give yourself an opportunity.
82 yards rushing now for the NFL leader coming into this ball game.
Now, that was an excellent run. And when you see that happen, that's when you're seeing guys doing their job and then some people doing a little bit more. Offensive linemen and tight ends, they're expected to block. But the wide receivers, all they want to do is catch passes. So when they block on a big-time running play and create extra space, you've kind of hit the jackpot there.
And just good downhill running there as he'll take this to the 15-yard line. It's a gain of 12, and the Cowboys pick up the first.
Another carry for their leader, and a good one. It's crunch time. They'll need him to continue to be productive in both the run and passing game in order for them to try and snatch a victory.
On first down, this is McCaffrey. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down.
Boy, where would these guys be without his performance on the ground? That puts him over 100 yards now for the afternoon, and I tell you, he seems to be getting stronger as the day goes along.
On second down, Elliott. It's a 3-yard pickup, and that sets up a first and goal.
Not too many more ideal situations at 2nd and 2 in order to try and pick up a first down. They ran it and picked it up.
A field goal could get them the lead, but it might not be enough here as they come up on first and goal. McCaffrey will get about halfway there as he takes this from the 4 down to the 2. It's a gain of a couple, and it'll be 2nd and goal.
All of a sudden, those lanes that were there earlier in the drive dry up near the goal line. That's a good job defensively to diagnose the run and stop it for a very short pickup.
From the 2 now, 2nd and goal.
Ready, go!
Now flags fly in, and one of the Cowboys looked like he got going a little early. Things made a little more difficult after the false start as they try again on 2nd and goal. Again, McCaffrey. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down.
And now 3rd and goal coming up, the loss on 2nd down. That just means this crowd's going to get even louder, and they'll get a little bit of extra help from the defenders as they exhort them to join them in the effort.
Now they'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is 3rd and goal. Lance looking to throw it. Able to hit his target, Lamb. A 4-yard pickup, not enough. 4th down.
All right, field goal gets you the lead here. I mean, but I might want to just go ahead and go for something big.
Oh, come on, you got to kick it.
I mean, you got to be glad I'm not the head coach here, right? The whole team would want to revolt at this point.
So the drive here ends with a field goal. It does give them the lead, but this one's still certainly a long ways from over.
It definitely puts a lot of pressure on your defense to hold the lead, right? They're happy to have it and happy to be out there trying to do so. But I know as a former player, in the back of their mind, they're thinking, why don't you score the touchdown and seal this thing?
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily when you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34. Hall on a give up the middle. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Throwing now is Wilson. And that one going to come up short. Low throw.
Limited time left on the clock after that incompletion. So I think both sides are going to savor every second to prepare before the next snap. Because once the ball's in motion, it may be a nonstop push to finish this drive off. Everyone better be on the same page right now because I think they're going to try and get several plays off in quick succession if they can.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete. So back-to-back incompletions, now 3rd and 10. And first things first, before you think about marching the ball down the field, you got to move the chains.
You're exactly right. Got to get back into focus here. Get the 1st down. That's what's vital to them.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10.
Alpha.
Now Wilson. On a bad time late for a poor throw. It's intercepted. Picked off by Trayvon Diggs. And the Cowboys have just about sewn up this football game. Well, you knew you had to take some chances here with the clock winding down, needing a touchdown to win it. And that one might have just sealed their fate.
Yeah, and that's the nature of the 2-minute drill. The offense trying to go downfield and make their plays. But defenses, they're sitting back watching everything that they do, but not too far back. They want to be in position to make a play on the ball, and that they did.
2nd and 12, and you'd have to assume another all-out effort to stop the run is coming. That one looks like he'll throw here. That's to McCaffrey, complete. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. Now the Jets going to use the second of their 3 timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. The Jets will bring in a nickel set as they try to stop this third down.
Ready?
They run with McCaffrey off the option. And he is going to have the first down, and that is going to suck the life right out of this crowd. 110 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
Ready? Ready.
Again, they run. Again, it's McCaffrey. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Charles, why didn't they just take the knee there?
You're asking the question that I'm asking as well, because we've seen a lot of football where coaches decide maybe they get a little greedy. I don't know if they're doing it for stats or for what reason. We've seen it happen in college, and we have it in the NFL. The miracle of the Meadowlands. All they had to do was take a knee and the game was over. The Giants ran it one more time. Ball popped free. Philadelphia picks it up and wins the game.
What year was that?
1978. I think it was in November.
So this one will end in a victory for the Dallas Cowboys. And they were spurred on by a strong performance in that fourth quarter as they held their opponents off the scoreboard.
Everyone wants to pitch a shutout for the entire game, but when you throw one in the fourth quarter, that tells everyone that you're getting stronger and dominating.